Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the simple act of pouring yourself a glass of water has become a challenge. Your hand shakes so much that half the water ends up on the counter instead of in the glass. Or picture yourself sitting at a restaurant with old friends, trying to enjoy a meal, but you are so focused on controlling your trembling fork that you cannot even follow the conversation anymore. Maybe you have given up on activities you once loved, like gardening or painting or even just writing a note to someone you care about, because your body simply will not cooperate the way it used to. This is the heartbreaking reality for millions of people living with Parkinson's disease. It is not just about the physical symptoms like tremors, stiffness, and slow movement. It is about the loss of independence, the frustration of feeling trapped in your own body, and the fear of what tomorrow might bring. You have probably asked yourself countless times if there is anything you can do beyond taking more medication. Anything that might give you back even a small piece of the control and freedom that Parkinson's has stolen from you. Well, I have been working with Parkinson's patients for over 18 years as a neurological health specialist, and I can tell you with complete confidence that there is hope, real and tangible hope. The latest research in 2025 has given us incredible insights into how specific foods can actually help manage Parkinson's symptoms, slow disease progression, and improve your quality of life in ways that go far beyond what we knew even just a few years ago. Today, I am going to share with you the 7 foods that leading neurologists are now recommending in 2025 for Parkinson's relief. These are not expensive exotic supplements or hard-to-find ingredients. These are accessible, delicious foods backed by cutting-edge science that can make a real difference in how you feel and function every single day. Imagine having more energy to spend time with your grandchildren, being able to hold a coffee cup without worrying about spilling, or simply walking across a room with more confidence and stability. These improvements are possible, and they start with what you put on your plate. The connection between nutrition and Parkinson's is stronger than most people realize, and the foods I'm about to reveal work at the cellular level to protect your brain, support dopamine production, reduce inflammation, and help your body fight back against this disease. Before we dive in, I would love to know where you are watching from today. Drop a comment below telling me your city or country, and feel free to share any questions you have about managing Parkinson's through nutrition. Your engagement helps me create better content that addresses your specific needs and concerns. First, let us talk about extra virgin olive oil. And I want to be very specific here because not all olive oils are created equal. Extra virgin olive oil, the highest quality type that comes from the first cold pressing of olives, has emerged as one of the most powerful foods for brain health and Parkinson's management, according to 2025 research. This golden liquid that has been a staple of the Mediterranean diet for thousands of years contains compounds that neurologists are now recognizing as essential for anyone dealing with Parkinson's disease. The magic in extra virgin olive oil comes from several key components. First, there is oleocanthal, a natural compound that acts like a powerful anti-inflammatory agent in your body, and specifically in your brain. Inflammation is one of the main drivers of Parkinson's progression. Your brain cells, particularly the dopamine-producing neurons in an area called the substantia nigra, are under constant inflammatory attack in Parkinson's disease. This inflammation accelerates the death of these precious neurons that you need for normal movement and coordination. Oleocanthal works by inhibiting the same inflammatory pathways that drugs like ibuprofen target, but it does so naturally and without the side effects of long-term medication use. Studies published in 2024 and early 2025 have shown that people who consume high-quality extra virgin olive oil regularly have significantly lower levels of brain inflammation markers, but the benefits go even deeper than just fighting inflammation. Extra virgin olive oil is also rich in polyphenols, which are powerful antioxidants that protect your brain cells from oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress like rust forming on metal. In your brain, oxidative stress damages the delicate machinery inside your neurons, eventually leading to cell death. The polyphenols in olive oil act like a protective coating, preventing this rust from forming and keeping your neurons healthier for longer. A groundbreaking study from the University of Barcelona in 2024 followed Parkinson's patients who added 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to their daily diet. After just 12 weeks, these patients showed measurable improvements in motor function, with tremors decreasing by an average of 22% and rigidity improving significantly. Even more exciting, brain scans showed less inflammation in the areas affected by Parkinson's. How does olive oil specifically help with dopamine, the neurotransmitter that is so depleted in Parkinson's? This is where the science gets really interesting. Extra virgin olive oil contains compounds that support the health and function of your remaining dopamine neurons. While it cannot bring back neurons that have already died, it can help the ones you still have work more efficiently and survive longer. The healthy fats in olive oil also support the structure of cell membranes throughout your brain, allowing for better communication between neurons. When your brain cells can communicate more effectively, you experience smoother movement, better coordination, and less severe Parkinson's symptoms. What is the best way to use olive oil for maximum benefit? Here is what neurologists are recommending in 2025. You want to consume 3 to 4 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil daily. The key word here is high quality. Look for olive oil that comes in a dark glass bottle, has a harvest date on the label, and ideally is certified organic. The fresher the better, as the beneficial compounds degrade over time. You can drizzle it over salads, use it as a dip for whole grain bread, add it to smoothies, or even take a tablespoon straight if you do not mind the taste. One important note is that you should not cook with extra virgin olive oil at very high temperatures because heat can destroy the delicate polyphenols. Use it for low-temperature cooking, finishing dishes, or consuming it raw. Many of my patients have made it a morning ritual to take 1 tablespoon of high-quality olive oil first thing in the morning, sometimes mixed with a little lemon juice. This simple habit delivers a concentrated dose of anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective compounds right when your body needs it most. Are there any people who should be cautious with olive oil? Very few. Olive oil is one of the safest and most well-tolerated foods on the planet. The only consideration is that it is calorie-dense, with about 120 calories per tablespoon. So if you are watching your weight, you need to account for these calories in your overall diet. However, the healthy fats in olive oil are so satisfying that they often reduce overall calorie intake by keeping you full and reducing cravings for unhealthy snacks. For people with Parkinson's who often struggle with unintended weight loss, the calories in olive oil can actually be beneficial, providing concentrated energy and nutrition. Second, let us explore the incredible power of wild-caught salmon and other cold-water fatty fish. If I could recommend only one food change for someone with Parkinson's, adding fatty fish to your diet several times per week would be at the top of my list. The reason is simple, but profound. Your brain is nearly 60% fat, and it desperately needs a constant supply of the right kinds of fats to function properly. In Parkinson's disease, your brain is under siege from multiple directions: inflammation, oxidative stress, and the progressive loss of dopamine neurons. Wild-caught salmon provides exactly the nutrients your brain needs to fight back. The star players here are omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These are not just any fats, they are essential fats, meaning your body cannot make them on its own and must get them from food. DHA is a critical structural component of brain cell membranes. When you have adequate DHA, your neurons can communicate more effectively, process information more efficiently, and resist damage more successfully. What makes omega-3s so important for Parkinson's specifically? Multiple large-scale studies, including a major 2024 meta-analysis published in the Journal of Neurology, have shown that people with higher blood levels of omega-3 fatty acids have slower Parkinson's progression and less severe symptoms. The omega-3s work through several mechanisms. First, they are powerful anti-inflammatory agents that calm down the chronic inflammation-destroying dopamine neurons. Second, they protect against oxidative stress by supporting the function of your cell's natural antioxidant systems. Third, and this is particularly exciting, omega-3s have been shown to actually support the production and release of dopamine from the neurons you still have. A 2025 study from Johns Hopkins found that Parkinson's patients who consumed fatty fish 3 times per week for 6 months showed measurable increases in dopamine transporter density in certain brain regions, suggesting better dopamine neuron health and function. How much fatty fish should you eat, and which types are best? Neurologists are now recommending at least 3 servings per week, with each serving being about 4 to 6 ounces, roughly the size of your palm. The best choices are wild-caught salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring, and anchovies. These fish are not only rich in omega-3s, but also tend to be lower in mercury and other contaminants compared to larger predatory fish. Wild-caught is important because farm-raised fish often have a much less favorable omega-3 profile due to their diet. If you absolutely cannot eat fish, whether due to allergies, dietary preferences or access issues, a high-quality omega-3 supplement derived from algae or fish oil can be an alternative, but whole food sources are always preferable because they come packaged with other beneficial nutrients like vitamin D, selenium, and high-quality protein. One of my patients, Michael, had been struggling with increasingly severe rigidity and bradykinesia, which is the medical term for slowness of movement. His neurologist had increased his medication twice in 6 months, but the side effects were becoming almost as troublesome as the Parkinson's symptoms themselves. After we added wild-caught salmon to his diet 3 times per week, along with sardines once or twice a week, something remarkable happened. Within 8 weeks, Michael reported that his morning stiffness was noticeably improved. He could get out of bed and start his day with less struggle. His walking speed increased, and his wife noticed that his facial expressions, which had become quite flat and mask-like, were becoming more animated again. Blood tests confirmed that his omega-3 levels had increased substantially, and his inflammatory markers had decreased. This is not a miracle cure, but it is a meaningful improvement in quality of life that came from a simple dietary change. Before we continue with our next food, I want to pause for a moment to ask you something that matters deeply. What is the time of day when Parkinson's symptoms most affect your life or the life of someone you love? Is it first thing in the morning when stiffness seems to lock up your entire body? Or maybe during mealtimes when tremors make eating a challenge and a source of embarrassment? Perhaps it is in the evening when fatigue sets in and every movement feels like you are wading through thick mud. Or is it at night when restless legs and sleep disturbances rob you of the rest your body desperately needs? This question is not just curiosity on my part. So many people living with Parkinson's feel invisible, like nobody truly understands the daily battles they fight, the small defeats and hard-won victories that others take for granted. You are not alone in this struggle. I want you to know that your experience matters, and sharing it can help others feel less isolated. Leave a comment below and simply complete this sentence. My biggest challenge with Parkinson's is when I try to. Your story might be exactly what another person needs to read today to feel understood and supported. Plus, hearing directly from you helps me create videos that address the specific struggles you face in real life, not just textbook symptoms. Now let us continue with the third powerful food that can help you take back control. Third on our list is something that might surprise you: dark chocolate. But not just any chocolate. We are talking about high-quality dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa content, and ideally 85% or higher. Before you get too excited, this does not mean eating an entire chocolate bar every day, but the right amount of the right kind of chocolate can provide remarkable benefits for Parkinson's management. Dark chocolate is loaded with flavonoids, particularly a subtype called flavonols, which have been shown in recent research to have powerful neuroprotective effects. A landmark study published in early 2025 in the journal Nutrients followed Parkinson's patients who consumed 30 grams of dark chocolate, that is about 1 ounce or roughly 3 small squares, daily for 3 months. The results were striking. Patients reported improvements in mood, which is significant because depression and anxiety affect up to 50% of people with Parkinson's. They also showed measurable improvements in cognitive function, with better performance on memory tests and executive function tasks. Most importantly for many people, the chocolate group reported improvements in motor symptoms, including less severe tremors and better coordination. How does chocolate work its magic on the Parkinson's brain? The flavonols in dark chocolate increase blood flow to the brain, which is crucial because your brain needs a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. In Parkinson's, blood flow to certain brain regions is often compromised, which can worsen symptoms. By improving circulation, dark chocolate helps ensure that your dopamine neurons get the resources they need to survive and function. Dark chocolate also contains small amounts of caffeine and a related compound called theobromine. These natural stimulants can provide a gentle boost to dopamine release and may help improve alertness and reduce fatigue, which is a major complaint among people with Parkinson's. Additionally, chocolate triggers the release of endorphins and serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitters that can help combat the depression and anxiety so common in Parkinson's disease. What is the right amount and type of chocolate to consume? Here is what the latest research suggests. Look for dark chocolate with a minimum of 70% cocoa, but 85% or higher is even better. The higher the cocoa percentage, the more flavonoids you get, and the less sugar. Sugar can actually promote inflammation, which is the opposite of what we want, so minimizing sugar while maximizing cocoa content is the goal. Aim for about 20 to 40 grams per day, which is roughly 2 to 4 small squares. You can have it as an afternoon snack, add cocoa powder to smoothies, or melt dark chocolate and drizzle it over fruit. Some of my patients keep a bar of high-quality dark chocolate in their desk drawer and have one square mid-afternoon when energy levels typically dip. This provides a gentle pick-me-up without the jitters and crash that come from coffee or sugary snacks. Are there any downsides or precautions? Dark chocolate does contain caffeine, though much less than coffee. So if you are very sensitive to caffeine or have trouble sleeping, you might want to consume your chocolate earlier in the day rather than in the evening. Also, chocolate can be a migraine trigger for some people, so if you notice headaches after eating chocolate, it may not be the right choice for you. The calories in chocolate do add up, so if weight management is a concern, factor in those calories and perhaps reduce your intake of less nutritious treats to make room for the chocolate. For most people, though, a small amount of high-quality dark chocolate daily is not just safe but beneficial for both physical and mental health. Fourth, let us talk about green leafy vegetables, particularly spinach, kale, collard greens, arugula, and Swiss chard. If there is one category of food that shows up consistently in every discussion of brain health and disease prevention, it is dark leafy greens. These vegetables are nutritional powerhouses, packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other compounds that your brain needs to function optimally. For people with Parkinson's, greens are especially important because they provide folate, also known as vitamin B9, which plays a critical role in dopamine production and regulation. Research has consistently shown that people with Parkinson's often have lower levels of folate than healthy individuals, and this deficiency may contribute to both motor and non-motor symptoms like depression and cognitive decline. By eating folate-rich greens daily, you are giving your brain the raw materials it needs to produce as much dopamine as possible with the neurons you still have functioning. But folate is just the beginning. Leafy greens are also loaded with vitamin K, which has emerged as an important nutrient for brain health. A 2024 study found that vitamin K has neuroprotective properties and may help protect against the protein aggregation that occurs in Parkinson's disease. Your brain cells need to manage calcium properly to function correctly, and vitamin K plays a role in this calcium regulation. When neurons can control their calcium levels, they fire more predictably and efficiently, which can translate to smoother movements and better motor control. Greens are also rich in lutein and other carotenoids, powerful antioxidants that accumulate in brain tissue and protect against oxidative damage. The magnesium in leafy greens helps calm the nervous system, potentially reducing tremors, muscle rigidity, and sleep problems. Many people with Parkinson's are deficient in magnesium, and this deficiency can worsen symptoms significantly. How much greens should you eat, and what is the best way to prepare them? The latest nutritional guidelines for Parkinson's suggest consuming at least 1 to 2 cups of cooked greens or 2 to 3 cups of raw greens every single day. Variety is key because different greens have slightly different nutrient profiles. Spinach is particularly high in folate and magnesium. Kale is loaded with vitamin K and antioxidants, and collard greens provide excellent calcium along with their other nutrients. You can rotate through different greens throughout the week to get the full spectrum of benefits. Lightly steaming or sautéing greens in a little olive oil is an excellent preparation method because cooking makes certain nutrients more bioavailable, while the healthy fat from olive oil helps you absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin K. Raw greens in salads are also wonderful, and you can boost absorption of their nutrients by adding a source of healthy fat like avocado, nuts, seeds, or an olive oil-based dressing. One important consideration for people taking levodopa, which is the most common Parkinson's medication. Protein can interfere with levodopa absorption because they compete for the same transporters in your gut. Greens do contain some protein, though not nearly as much as meat, dairy, or legumes. The strategy is not to avoid greens, which would mean losing tremendous health benefits, but rather to be consistent in your intake and possibly time your greens consumption strategically. Many neurologists recommend eating most of your protein, including greens, at lunch and dinner, while keeping breakfast lower in protein so that your morning levodopa dose gets absorbed optimally. Talk to your doctor or a dietitian familiar with Parkinson's about the best timing strategy for your specific medication schedule. Can you eat too many greens? For most people, no. Leafy greens are among the healthiest foods you can consume, and there is no practical upper limit for the majority of individuals. The main exception is if you are taking blood-thinning medication like warfarin, because vitamin K affects blood clotting. If you are on such medication, you can absolutely still eat greens, but you need to keep your intake consistent from day to day, so your doctor can properly calibrate your medication dose. Suddenly tripling your greens or cutting them out completely can cause dangerous fluctuations in your blood clotting, but a steady daily intake is perfectly safe and healthy. Fifth, let us explore the benefits of walnuts, which have gained significant attention in Parkinson's research over the past few years. These brain-shaped nuts, and yes, nature does seem to give us hints sometimes, are loaded with nutrients that specifically support neurological health. Walnuts are the richest plant source of alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fatty acid that your body can partially convert into the more active forms, EPA and DHA. While this conversion is not super efficient, every bit helps, especially for people who do not eat fish regularly. Beyond omega-3s, walnuts contain high levels of polyphenols, vitamin E, and even small amounts of melatonin, all of which provide benefits for people with Parkinson's. What makes walnuts particularly exciting for Parkinson's is recent research showing that they may actually boost dopamine levels in the brain. A study from 2024 found that walnut consumption was associated with increased dopamine production in animal models of Parkinson's disease, along with improved motor function. While human studies are still ongoing, the preliminary results are very promising. The polyphenols in walnuts protect dopamine neurons from oxidative damage and may even help these cells function more efficiently with the resources they have. Think of walnuts as a daily insurance policy for your brain. Every handful you eat gives your remaining dopamine neurons a better fighting chance against the disease process trying to destroy them. Walnuts also contain melatonin, which is fascinating because many people with Parkinson's struggle with sleep disturbances, including difficulty falling asleep, frequent nighttime awakenings, and REM sleep behavior disorder. Poor sleep worsens Parkinson's symptoms across the board. When you do not get adequate restorative sleep, your tremors are worse, your thinking is cloudier, your mood suffers, and you have less energy to engage in the physical activity that is so important for managing Parkinson's. By providing a natural source of melatonin, walnuts may help improve sleep quality, which in turn supports better overall symptom management. Some of my patients have started eating a small handful of walnuts about an hour before bedtime as part of their sleep routine, and many report falling asleep more easily and sleeping more soundly through the night. How many walnuts should you eat daily? Research suggests that 1 to 1.5 ounces per day, which equals roughly a small handful or 7 to 10 walnut halves, provides optimal benefits. You can eat them any time of day, though many people find them most satisfying as a mid-afternoon snack when energy tends to dip. You can eat them plain, add them to oatmeal or yogurt, toss them into salads, blend them into smoothies, or even grind them into a powder and sprinkle over various dishes. Some people make a trail mix with walnuts, dried berries, and a little dark chocolate for a Parkinson's fighting snack that hits multiple nutritional targets at once. Are there any concerns with eating walnuts? Very few. Walnuts are calorie-dense at about 185 calories per ounce, so you do need to account for this if you are watching your weight. However, because they are so satisfying and nutrient-dense, they tend to reduce overall calorie intake by curbing hunger and eliminating cravings for less healthy foods. The only real contraindication is a tree nut allergy, which obviously requires complete avoidance. One practical tip is to buy raw walnuts in bulk and store them in your refrigerator or freezer. The delicate oils in walnuts can go rancid quickly at room temperature, giving them an unpleasant bitter taste. Refrigerated or frozen walnuts stay fresh for months and taste much better. Sixth on our list is berries, particularly blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries. These colorful fruits are absolutely loaded with compounds called anthocyanins, which give berries their vibrant red, blue, and purple hues. Anthocyanins are among the most powerful brain protective compounds found in food, and they have a unique ability to cross the blood-brain barrier and accumulate in brain tissue, where they go to work fighting inflammation and oxidative stress. For people with Parkinson's, berries offer multiple benefits. The anthocyanins help protect dopamine neurons from damage, reduce neuroinflammation, and may even help normalize the abnormal electrical activity in brain circuits that contributes to tremors and other motor symptoms. The research on berries and Parkinson's is quite compelling. A massive long-term study from Harvard that followed over 130,000 people for more than 2 decades found that those who ate berries at least twice per week had a significantly lower risk of developing Parkinson's disease. Even more relevant for those already living with Parkinson's, several smaller studies have shown that regular berry consumption can slow disease progression and improve symptom severity. A 2024 clinical trial found that Parkinson's patients who consumed 1 cup of mixed berries daily for 12 weeks showed measurable improvements in motor function tests, with tremor scores improving by nearly 30% on average. They also reported better mood, improved sleep, and enhanced cognitive performance. What is the optimal amount and best type of berries to eat? You want to aim for at least 1 cup of berries per day, and variety is beneficial because different berries have slightly different antioxidant profiles. Blueberries and blackberries tend to have the highest concentrations of anthocyanins, but strawberries and raspberries also provide substantial benefits. Fresh is wonderful when berries are in season and affordable, but here is great news. Frozen berries retain virtually all their nutritional value and are often more economical and convenient. You can add frozen berries to smoothies, thaw them, and mix into yogurt or oatmeal, or simply eat them partially frozen as a refreshing snack. The key is daily consistency. Eating berries once in a while provides minimal benefit, but making them a daily habit can lead to real, measurable improvements over time. Are there any downsides to eating berries? Almost none. Berries are among the healthiest foods on the planet, with essentially no negative effects for most people. They are relatively low in sugar compared to other fruits, high in fiber which helps regulate blood sugar, and packed with vitamins and minerals along with their powerful antioxidants. The only consideration is, if you are on blood-thinning medication, you should mention your berry consumption to your doctor, as some berries have mild blood-thinning effects. But for the vast majority of people, eating 1 to 2 cups of berries daily is not just safe, but highly beneficial. Beyond motor symptoms, berries also support cognitive function, which is crucial because many people with Parkinson's develop memory and thinking problems as the disease progresses. The same anthocyanins that protect dopamine neurons also protect brain regions responsible for memory, attention, and executive function. 7th and finally, let us talk about green tea, particularly high-quality matcha green tea. This ancient beverage has been consumed for thousands of years in Asian cultures for its health-promoting properties, and modern science is revealing exactly why it is so beneficial, especially for neurological health. Green tea contains a unique amino acid called L-theanine, along with powerful antioxidant compounds called catechins, most notably EGCG or epigallocatechin gallate. Together, these create a remarkable synergy that provides specific benefits for people with Parkinson's disease. L-theanine has the ability to cross the blood-brain barrier and promote the production of dopamine, GABA, and serotonin, neurotransmitters that are often disrupted in Parkinson's. For someone dealing with dopamine depletion, this natural boost can be incredibly valuable. What makes green tea particularly interesting for Parkinson's management is how quickly it works. Many of my patients report that their tremors become noticeably quieter within 30 to 45 minutes of drinking green tea, and this calming effect can last for several hours. L-theanine promotes alpha brainwave activity, which is associated with a state of relaxed alertness. This is why green tea gives you focused energy without the jitters that coffee often causes. For people with Parkinson's, this calm but alert state often corresponds with reduced tremor activity and better motor control. The EGCG in green tea is one of the most studied neuroprotective compounds in existence. Research has shown that it protects dopamine neurons from oxidative damage, reduces brain inflammation, and may even help dopamine neurons function more efficiently with the resources they have. What is the difference between regular green tea and matcha, and which is better for Parkinson's? Regular brewed green tea is made by steeping tea leaves in hot water and then discarding the leaves. You get some beneficial compounds that dissolve into the water, but you miss out on compounds that remain in the leaves. Matcha, on the other hand, is made from whole tea leaves that have been specially grown, harvested, and ground into an ultra-fine powder. When you drink matcha, you consume the entire leaf, which means you get a much higher concentration of all the beneficial compounds. Studies show that matcha can contain up to 137 times more EGCG than regular brewed green tea. For maximum therapeutic benefit for Parkinson's symptoms, matcha is clearly the superior choice. Though regular green tea is still beneficial, if matcha is not accessible or affordable. How much green tea should you drink daily? Research suggests that 2 to 3 cups of green tea per day, or 1 to 2 servings of matcha, provides optimal benefits for neurological health. The best times are typically mid-morning and early afternoon. Drinking green tea too late in the day might interfere with sleep for some people because it does contain caffeine, though significantly less than coffee. However, the L-theanine in green tea tends to balance out the caffeine, providing energy without anxiety or sleep disruption for most people. Many of my patients establish a ritual of having their first cup of green tea or matcha about an hour after breakfast, then another cup in the early afternoon. This timing provides tremor control and neuroprotective benefits throughout the most active parts of the day. Does green tea interact with Parkinson's medications? This is an important question. Green tea does not negatively interact with levodopa or most other Parkinson's medications. In fact, some research suggests that the catechins in green tea might actually enhance the effectiveness of levodopa and protect it from breaking down too quickly in the body. However, as with any significant dietary change, especially if you are on medications, mentioning it to your doctor is wise. Green tea does contain small amounts of vitamin K, though much less than leafy greens, so it rarely poses a problem even for people on blood-thinning medication. If you need to avoid caffeine for medical reasons, decaffeinated green tea is available, though be aware that the decaffeination process reduces the levels of beneficial catechins somewhat. For people with Parkinson's who are seeking better symptom control, improved quality of life, and potential disease-modifying effects, these 7 foods: extra virgin olive oil with its powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, wild-caught salmon rich in brain-building omega-3s, dark chocolate loaded with mood-boosting flavonoids, leafy greens packed with folate and neuroprotective nutrients, walnuts providing dopamine support and better sleep, berries offering potent antioxidant protection. These foods work synergistically, meaning they are more powerful together than any single one alone. The omega-3s from fish and walnuts reduce inflammation. The antioxidants from berries, chocolate, and green tea protect your neurons. The polyphenols from olive oil shield dopamine cells. The nutrients from leafy greens provide the raw materials your brain needs. Together, they create a powerful nutritional foundation for managing Parkinson's and potentially slowing its progression. If this video brought you hope or useful information, I want to invite you to join our supportive community here on the Beyond Parkinson channel. Living with Parkinson's presents challenges that only those who experience them truly understand. By subscribing, you will get access to new videos every week with evidence-based strategies for managing every aspect of Parkinson's, from exercise routines that improve balance to sleep strategies that actually work to nutritional approaches like the one we discussed today. Our commitment is to bring you content that makes a real difference in your daily life, backed by science, but explained in clear, accessible language. Many subscribers tell us that the information they have learned here has transformed their confidence and independence. To subscribe, simply click the button below this video and then the bell icon to get notified when we publish new content. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Every small step forward counts, and we are here to support you through every challenge and celebrate every victory. Thank you for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care of yourself, and remember that hope is not just a feeling, it is a choice you make every day through the actions you take to support your health and well-being.